Who dictates the value of your life? Is it the people around you? The society that constantly observes, judges, and comments? Or is it something deeper, something unshackable within you? In a world where every move is open to scrutiny, it's easy to feel like our self-worth is controlled by everyone except ourselves. But let me share something radical with you. Something rooted in the timeless wisdom of Stoicism. Your true worth doesn't come from applause or criticism. It comes from a wellspring within, untouched by the opinions of others. Today, we're delving into how embracing Stoic principles can transform your understanding of self-worth. We're not just skimming the surface here, we're diving deep, urging you to shift your gaze inward rather than outward for validation. Some of what we'll explore may feel challenging, especially if you're used to seeking approval from the outside world. But if you're ready to break free from that cycle, to explore the profound teachings of Stoicism, and to start living a life that feels genuinely your own, then you're in the right place. Take a moment now to subscribe to Invincible Within. Drop 9999 in the comments if you're committed to exploring this journey with us, and stay with us till the end as we unpack how these ancient insights are more relevant than ever today. By the time we're finished, you might just find yourself questioning everything you thought you knew about self-worth and discovering truths that could change the way you live. Let's start by examining something we all encounter, yet seldom deeply question: the trap of external validation. It's a snare that society has set for us, woven into every interaction. The number of likes or followers often feels like it determines our happiness and self-esteem. But ask yourself, can our worth truly be measured by external affirmations? Stoicism, a philosophy rooted in the wisdom of ancient Greece and Rome, challenges the pursuit of external validation head-on. Stoics teach us that true value lies in virtues like wisdom, justice, courage, and moderation. In their view, external factors, including the opinions of others, are not only beyond our control but are fundamentally indifferent to our genuine happiness. Imagine living in a state of inner resilience where your peace remains unshaken, no matter the negative comment online or the disapproving look in a crowded room. Stoicism isn't just about tolerating hardships. It's about deeply discerning what deserves your energy and what does not. Think about this. How often have you posted something on social media only to feel a nearly instant urge to check for likes, comments, or shares? Each notification brings a small dopamine hit, a fleeting sense of worth that can hook you into a cycle of constant checking. But as you've likely experienced, that feeling is temporary. Soon you're back again, hungry for more, ensnared in the habit of seeking validation from outside sources. This craving doesn't stop online, it spills over into daily life. We start shaping our behavior, appearance, and even our choices to align with what we believe will win us approval. But here's a profound Stoic insight. When you tie your happiness to the opinions of others, you surrender your power. You build your foundation on something as unstable as the ever-changing views of those around you. Stoicism offers a powerful alternative, a commitment to self-validation. It encourages us to cultivate an inner citadel, a fortress within that remains unshaken by outside judgments. This isn't about disregarding others, but about understanding how little weight their opinions should carry in shaping our self-worth. Imagine the freedom in knowing that you can live fully and joyfully with validation that springs from within, grounded in your values and independent of anyone else's approval. When we prioritize our own standards and inner values over fleeting public opinions, we free ourselves from the trap of external validation. This inner shift doesn't come easily, and it doesn't happen overnight. But over time, it liberates us to live authentically, making choices that align with our principles, rather than following a script dictated by others. Stepping into the philosophy of Stoicism reveals a refreshing, even radical, approach to self-worth. Figures like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus remind us that self-worth should arise from within rather than being shaped by the applause or critiques of the crowd. Let's explore this idea more deeply. Stoicism teaches that true value is something inherently yours, a quality rooted deeply in the virtues you live by and the choices you make. In practical terms, this means that your worth isn't determined by how many people like your latest post, admire your appearance, or congratulate you on an accomplishment. Such external feedback isn't negative, but it shouldn't be the foundation of your self-esteem. For Stoics, the core of self-worth lies in living in harmony with reason, being true to your nature and upholding virtues like wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Ask yourself, am I making choices I can genuinely stand by? Am I living in alignment with my own truth and ethical standards? These questions, rather than the praise of others, should guide your journey to a deeply rooted, resilient sense of self-worth. This kind of internal dialogue cultivates a self-respect that is deeply resilient because it is self-generated and self-sustained. Unlike praise from others or fleeting affirmations, this respect springs from within, independent of changing circumstances. A key Stoic practice that supports this is daily reflection, often done through journaling or contemplative thought. This isn't just about self-improvement. It's a method to reinforce your inner value system. Each evening, the Stoics would reflect on their day, not to obsess over mistakes or to count achievements, but to measure their actions honestly against their core values. Did they act with integrity, with courage, with justice? This exercise serves as a powerful reminder that your worth is defined by your commitment to virtue, not by the fluctuating opinions of others. Through consistent self-reflection, you cultivate a sense of worth that is grounded in your own choices and principles. A foundation far sturdier than any public approval. Adopting this Stoic approach doesn't mean you dismiss or ignore others' perspectives. Instead, it recalibrates the influence these voices have over your sense of self. In a Stoic mindset, feedback, positive or negative, is simply information. It's data you can use to refine your alignment with Stoic virtues. Criticism and praise alike become opportunities for growth without ever disturbing your inner peace. The power of this mindset lies in its stability. When self-worth comes from within, you are no longer at the mercy of others' opinions or the pressures to conform. You gain the freedom to pursue a life that genuinely reflects who you are, grounded in Stoic principles, and liberated from the need to mold yourself for acceptance. Now let's explore the Stoic idea of inner courage. Courage, in the Stoic sense, isn't limited to heroic acts or moments of physical bravery. It's about the everyday bravery needed to live authentically, to remain true to your values, even in the face of discomfort, social pressure, or fear. Inner courage is essential in Stoicism because it empowers you to confront your own fears and shortcomings, and to choose actions aligned with your deeper values instead of those that simply seek to avoid criticism or gain approval. Consider the courage it takes to stand up for what's right, even when that stance is unpopular. Here, the courage isn't just in the action itself, it's in overcoming your own internal resistance. Your doubts, your fears of rejection, and your discomfort with disapproval. Stoic courage asks you to look within, to examine not just what you do but why you do it. Are your actions driven by a true belief in their virtue, or by a desire to appease others? This type of courage is transformative because it extends beyond external challenges to confront our internal struggles. Stoicism teaches us that true bravery involves facing our own vulnerabilities with honesty. Emotions like fear or anxiety aren't signs of weakness. They're part of the human experience. Embracing these emotions, rather than suppressing them, allows us to observe them with a rational mind, making choices guided by wisdom rather than impulse. This courage is freeing because it liberates us from trying to control what lies outside our power, others' opinions or unpredictable outcomes. Instead, it reorients us toward what we can control: our beliefs, our decisions, and our virtues. Living with inner courage means actively shaping your life in alignment with your values, rather than reacting to external pressures. This proactive approach allows you to craft a life that reflects your true self. Moreover, Stoic courage involves the willingness to revise your beliefs and actions in light of new insights or stronger reasoning. This adaptability is a form of bravery, as it requires you to let go of long-held assumptions when they no longer stand up to rational examination. It's about the courage to evolve, understanding that Stoic wisdom isn't about claiming to have all the answers. It's about seeking truth with an open yet discerning mind. In cultivating this inner courage, we build a uniquely Stoic resilience. A resilience that isn't merely about enduring hardship, but about thriving through it. This resilience transforms life's inevitable challenges into opportunities for growth. Each obstacle becomes a chance to practice virtue, to recommit to Stoic principles, and to deepen our understanding of what it truly means to live a good and meaningful life. Embracing vulnerability might not be the first thing that comes to mind when you think of Stoicism, but it is, in fact, a powerful aspect of the philosophy. Vulnerability is often viewed as a weakness, something to be hidden or avoided. However, Stoicism invites us to rethink this notion entirely, showing us that vulnerability, when met with wisdom and self-awareness, is not a weakness but a profound strength. Let's break this down. Stoicism acknowledges that we are all human, imperfect, emotional, and susceptible to mistakes and misfortune. True Stoic strength doesn't lie in denying these aspects of our humanity. Rather, it's in embracing them fully. Being vulnerable, from a Stoic perspective, means recognizing our fears, doubts, and limitations, and choosing to face them with courage and integrity. Imagine this. Being vulnerable often requires more courage than simply masking your true feelings or pretending that everything is perfect. It means being open about your struggles, not so others can fix them, but so that you can confront them honestly and work through them constructively. This is central to Stoic practice, using rational thought to navigate our emotions and transforming potential weaknesses into avenues for growth. Why should we view vulnerability as a strength? Because it opens the door to genuine self-reflection and self-improvement. When you acknowledge your vulnerabilities, you give yourself the chance to address them. They no longer remain shadowy fears lurking in the background controlling you. They become challenges you can confront head-on. This process builds a resilience that is more than just grit. It's a Stoic resilience, one based on understanding, acceptance, and wisdom. Moreover, embracing vulnerability deepens our connections with others. When we are honest about our weaknesses, we create space for others to do the same. Vulnerability fosters trust, which in turn builds more meaningful and supportive relationships. Contrary to the misconception that Stoicism promotes isolation, it actually encourages a community built on rational, compassionate, and virtuous interactions. Stoicism values honest, supportive relationships, grounded in mutual respect and shared commitment to growth. By sharing our authentic selves, we not only help ourselves grow, but also encourage those around us to do the same, creating a ripple effect of openness and integrity. Lastly, embracing vulnerability aligns perfectly with the Stoic practice of focusing on what we can control and releasing what we cannot. We may not be able to control every outcome, avoid every failure, or live entirely without fear, but we can control how we respond to these realities. By facing them with clarity and courage, we demonstrate a deep, Stoic resilience, one that doesn't crumble under external pressure but remains strong, precisely because it is rooted in inner strength and acceptance. When we accept that certain aspects of life, such as emotions and others' actions, are outside of our control, we gain the freedom to focus on what we can control, our own reactions and choices. This shift transforms vulnerability from a weakness to a practice ground, where we can exercise our control over our responses, not the external world. Embracing vulnerability becomes a pathway to authenticity, allowing Stoics to confront and accept themselves fully, imperfections and all. This self-acceptance doesn't make them weaker, on the contrary, it strengthens their resolve to live in accordance with Stoic virtues. Often, resilience is discussed as the ability to bounce back from hardships. But in Stoicism, resilience is much more profound. Stoic practices don't merely prepare us to recover from difficulties, they reframe our entire understanding of resilience as an active, empowering stance toward life. For Stoics, resilience isn't about simply getting through tough times. It's about using these moments as opportunities for growth and self-mastery. At the heart of this resilience lies one of Stoicism's central tenets, the dichotomy of control. Stoics focus intently on differentiating between what is within our control, our thoughts, actions, and responses, and what is beyond it, like external events or others' behaviors. This practice isn't passive acceptance of fate, but rather a powerful redirection of energy. By concentrating only on what we can control, we conserve mental resources and build a steadfastness can withstand life's uncertainties. Consider the Stoic practice of evening reflection, also known as the evening meditation. Each night, Stoics review the day's events not to dwell on external failures or others' actions, but to evaluate their own responses and to prepare for similar situations in the future. This kind of introspection builds resilience by encouraging growth and learning from every experience. Setbacks become stepping stones, not defeats. They are opportunities to deepen one's understanding of the self and to reinforce one's commitment to Stoic values. Another powerful Stoic tool for resilience is perception management, the ability to view challenges in a constructive way. How we perceive a problem greatly influences our reaction. If we see obstacles as overwhelming, we are more likely to feel defeated. But if we approach them as natural tests of our character and resolve, we gain the courage to face them with dignity. This shift in perception doesn't deny the reality of hardship. Rather, it empowers us to meet it head-on with purpose and determination. The practice of premeditation of evils, premeditatio malorum, is another cornerstone of Stoic resilience. By visualizing potential challenges and setbacks in advance, Stoics mentally prepare for what might go wrong. Far from being pessimistic, this practice actually reduces the shock and dismay that can accompany unexpected difficulties. It's a form of mental training that enables Stoics to remain composed, ready, and pragmatic when facing the inevitable twists of life. This technique strengthens their resilience by helping them meet challenges with calm determination instead of surprise and despair. Resilience in Stoicism also includes a commitment to one's personal values, regardless of external pressures. This idea is captured in the Stoic concept of amor fati, or love of fate, an embrace of all that life presents, trusting that every experience, whether pleasant or painful, has inherent value. For Stoics, amor fati isn't just about enduring life's events, it's about finding growth in them, seeing each experience as a building block for moral and philosophical development. This acceptance isn't a passive submission to fate, but an active engagement with life, a conscious choice to see the potential for growth in every encounter. In practical terms, building resilience through Stoic principles means fostering a mindset that views life's trials as integral to personal and ethical development. It's about developing an inner strength that doesn't weaken under pressure, but grows stronger with each challenge. This approach doesn't advocate for isolation or rejecting others' advice. Rather, it ensures that the choices we make are truly our own, rooted in self-sufficiency, not in a material sense but in emotional and intellectual independence. Stoicism teaches that our path must be our own, shaped by reason and virtue, rather than swayed by societal expectations or the fleeting desires of others. Stoics believe in developing an unwavering inner fortitude, one that finds stability not in the fragile fabric of external pleasures, but in the unshakable calm of inner peace and reasoned thought. This inner resilience isn't a cold detachment but a wellspring of true, enduring contentment. Untethered from the turbulent shifts of circumstances. By rooting our lives in personal judgment, shaped and tempered by reason and virtue, we navigate life's inevitable trials with a clarity that can only come from within. Consider the example of Marcus Aurelius. Even amidst the relentless demands of leading an empire, he found his strength not in power, but in the quiet reflections of Stoicism. His focus on his own path was not solely to rule wisely, but to live in a manner that harmonized with his highest principles. His meditations urge us to ask ourselves deeply, are the choices we make driven by what is right and virtuous, or do they stem from a fear of judgment, a need for approval? Stoicism invites us to ask these challenging questions because they hold the power to shape lives of true integrity. Focusing on one's path also invites us to reconsider obstacles, embracing the principle that the obstacle is the way. Instead of seeing challenges as mere setbacks, we can view them as opportunities for growth. Every hurdle is an invitation to exercise virtues like courage, temperance, justice, and wisdom. This perspective transforms life from a journey marred by difficulty to one rich with chances for personal transformation, where each challenge refines us into wiser, stronger, more virtuous individuals. Moreover, this focus on our own path leads naturally to personal responsibility. Stoicism reminds us that while we may not control what life brings, we do possess absolute control over how we respond. When we take ownership of our reactions and avoid placing blame on external factors, we harness the true power of self-mastery. This form of autonomy is liberating yet requires vigilance, willingness to resist conformity and to stand firm in our values. Even when it's easier to follow the crowd, this commitment to daily reflection, a core Stoic practice, further sharpens our ability to act with integrity. Through a nightly examination of our intentions and actions, we recommit to our philosophical ideals, ensuring that our lives reflect our highest selves. Focusing on our path means crafting an existence that is authentically ours, not molded by external pressure, but shaped by reasoned choices and a commitment to virtuous living. As we walk our individual paths, let us use Stoic wisdom to guide us. Let it illuminate our way, helping us to make decisions that are not merely expedient, but genuinely good, for ourselves, for others, and for the community at large. In embracing this Stoic commitment to integrity, we not only build lives of true fulfillment, but also foster a world where integrity and virtue stand as guiding lights for all who seek meaning. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Together, as part of the Invincible Within community, we strive not only to endure challenges, but to transform them into profound opportunities for growth and wisdom. As you continue forward, may you face each moment with courage and purpose, letting Stoic teachings lead you toward a life filled with true contentment. And don't forget to subscribe to Invincible Within. Let's keep growing together. If this video resonated, consider sharing it with others on their Stoic journey. Until next time, keep walking your path and live virtuously.